a little while since I've tried a bunch of new products at once, and I have been accumulating products, it seems, because there's a lot on my desk in front of me. So I thought we'd get ready, try the new products, see what I think, and see what look I can come up with today. I do have things from Morphe. I've got a foundation, a concealer, I've got some things from Fine. What else do I have? And then I also have the Colossal Mascara from Maybelline, which again, been sitting in my little new in basket for quite some time, and they actually need to get tried. So I'm gonna zoom you in and we're gonna get ready. I don't usually start out my videos with no makeup on unless I'm trying a new foundation, which of course I am today. Most of the time I start with my base done, so apologies for the state of me right now. So I will have all of the products I'm testing in this video linked down below, just in case you are interested or you miss anything. So this foundation is from Morphe. It's the Lightform Extended Hydration Foundation, and I got this in Light 05N, which is light with neutral undertones. I am notoriously bad for picking really terrible shades for myself. So this is going to be fun. We're going to see if this works for me. We're going to see if I like this. I do usually like a soft matte formula. I don't like to be too hydrating, glowy looking, despite the fact I've got dry skin. I just prefer to be a little bit more on the matte side. And when this says the word hydration, it scares me a little bit. Now it does have some claims on the box. It says it's clinically proven to improve skin radiance after 1 week of use, improve skin hydration, and improve the skin barrier function, based on an independent customer study of 32 subjects. I don't think that's enough to get a full rounded opinion, but there we are. Okay, so we do have a pump on this, and I wanted to try some Morphe because I feel like Morphe are making a little bit of a comeback. They're actually releasing some interesting things again, which is why I have 2 of the eyeshadow palettes as well to try today. Oh, it's quite liquidy. Okay, so I've squirted some out on a palette, and I'm going to apply it with a brush because that's generally how I like to apply foundation now. And we're going to see. Oh. I have a knack for picking very yellow foundations. And it seems I've done the same again. I think it's a little bit dark and it's a little bit yellow for me, but we're going to make it work. Guess we've got no choice. Channeling Marge Simpson. And I'm not putting any primer underneath this. Or should I say I haven't put any primer underneath this because I just want to see how it wears before I do attempt to use it with primers. This is not it. I don't know how it's looking on camera, but in person, yellow, not yellow. This said neutral. Like, since when is neutral yellow? I'm gonna have to take this down my neck a little bit, aren't I? Send help. I should not be allowed to choose my own foundation shades. So far I'm feeling like it's a bit of a medium coverage, and I'm just trying to build it up a little bit more to be a little bit more full coverage because that is what I prefer on the whole. I mean, it's applied really nicely. I'm thrown off by the colour of it, but yeah, it seems to apply nicely. I do like a liquidy foundation, but we're going to see if it settles into my lines, clings to my dry patches, all of the usual jazz. And I do usually set down my foundation because I don't like it when it's left tacky at all. So if this doesn't dry down, I'm definitely going to be setting it. That colour is just, it's really, really throwing me off. Yeah, it looks quite nice, aside from the colour. Then I have a concealer that's probably going to be too light. This is also from Morphe. Well, this is in the shade Ivory 3N. And it is the Wake Up Artist Under Eye Correcting Concealer. Fake a full night's sleep with this lightweight serum infused concealer that brightens, corrects and smooths the appearance of under eyes with a naturally radiant finish. We'll see. We'll see about that. I am going to look ridiculous because I feel like this is definitely not going to be as yellow and it's going to be so much lighter, but here we go. And I do like a more lightweight formula for the under eye. I just prefer that because I don't like anything heavy, cakey and thick because I do have fine lines. Definitely a lot of texture and I don't want to accentuate it. I may have put on a bit much this side. Okay, a little goes a long way is what I've learnt so far. I feel like the colour of this concealer is much better for me than the colour of the foundation. I have definitely used too much product. Take this as a learning experience if you are going to try this product. I look ridiculous. I'm aware, and I'm going to set my under eye. Look, by the end of this, you'll be amazed. We'll do some sort of magic and it will all make sense. Okay, so let's just set this and see. Oh, that's actually... okay, that's not too bad. Not that my under eyes are ever going to be perfect, because like I say, I'm of a certain age now and they are a little bit textured and liney. However, that doesn't look too bad now that I've set it down. Like the colour, just we're ignoring the colour, but the actual look of it, not bad. I've definitely tried worse concealers and my under eyes have definitely looked a lot worse than this, so I'm not going to complain. Now we're going to try the Fine Cream Bronzer, and this is in, what shade is this in? Does it tell me? All it says on the back is SS.06. I'm not sure if that is what shade it is or not, but the packaging seems really, really nice. It's like a soft touch matte and it is quite big and bulky. That's the only downside for me so far. And unscrewing it, holy moly, I cannot pick shades. Evidently, this looks far too warm for me. Now I did order this on the TikTok shop because it was on offer and it did come with a brush in a bundle. Does it tell me what brush this is? It just says the Snatch and Sculpt Bronzing Brush with obviously a bigger one and a smaller one if you want more precise application or something a bit bigger, but I think I'm going to use the larger side. We'll go into this and see how creamy it is, see what the colour's like, consistency, all of that, because I'm looking for another cream bronzer because all I seem to use currently is my Makeup Revolution one still because it is my favourite and it's definitely a lot more cool tone than this. I don't think that's my shade of bronzer either. So far the concealer is my shade and it might not be me, it might be the colours on the TikTok shop or on the website because it could be me, it could potentially be me. And then I'll use the smaller side just to dust a bit up here. I mean, it's easily picked up on a brush, it's not super duper difficult to pick up and it seems to blend out nicely. I just don't think the colour's for me. I've definitely looked better. But the actual formula of this, really, really nice. It blends out beautifully, it goes on, it's buildable, it's creamy. I definitely think it will need setting down with powder, but be wary of the shade you choose. And as nice as the packaging is, I do think it's a little bit bulky. It could have been slimmed down a lot and then I might have preferred the packaging a bit more. But the brush as well, really nice brush for applying cream bronzer. So for some reason as well, I have two cheek products as in blush. We've got the Morphe one here, which is in Cheek Thrills and it is a trio. And we have 3 shades. Now, I was thinking possibly to use these as bronzer rather than blush. Could potentially still use them as blush, but it does have a little bit of plastic covering 2 of the shades because I think these are more creamy shades and then this one is more of a powder. Or we do have the Fine Dimension Blusher Duo and this is in Blushing Beige and this is what it looks like. I think the colours, sorry I'm blinding you, are absolutely beautiful. It does have a mirror in this and it sort of has like the swivel motion so you can like turn it around and whatever, which I think is pretty cool and I do really like the shades of this. So what I might do is use the Morphe one as more of a bronzer and use this one as the blush. But first I'm going to set down my face because it still feels a little bit tacky and I can't be doing with that. Okay, so using the Morphe Sunset Swim Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio, I think I'm going to use the bottom one, which is probably going to be like a shimmery bronzer on me. And we'll see if this actually can help the situation. I'm trying to take it down my chest a little bit as well because it's looking ridiculous. The bronzer, the cream bronzer from Fine, definitely didn't help with the foundation situation. Like, look at the difference with my hand. It's It's not great. But yeah, that bottom shade in this, really, really enjoyed that. And now we're going to use the Fine Blushing Beige Dimension Blusher Duo. And we have a shimmery shade at the top and we have a matte down here, so I think I want to use both. We'll go in with the matte shade first. Oh, that's pretty. That is definitely, ooh, very pretty. And it's not too pigmented, because sometimes when a blush is too pigmented, it's very difficult to work with. This one seems to be more buildable and I really like the colour of this. We'll go in with a little bit of the shimmery shade at the top as well. Oh my! I'm going to put that brush down and get a smaller brush that's less dense. That one is quite pigmented for a shimmery blush. I wasn't expecting quite so much pigment all in one place, but there we are. But now we know. Now we know. And it still is beautiful. I just have to remember in future not to go in quite so heavy-handed. Okay, I like that for a blush product. That is really, really good. And I do like the packaging, the fact that you can swivel it up, and then also there is a mirror if you fold it down. Like, it doesn't feel the best quality. It's quite light and plasticky feeling. However, having said that, it's nice and slim, it serves its purpose, and the actual product inside is beautiful. I feel like all these products coming together do look quite nice-ish, colour-wise, now that we've got them all on, apart from the under eyes. The under eyes are still ridiculously too light, but what am I going to do? Oh, and I forgot, I did also get a lip product from Fine when I was making my order as well. Now, it comes with a necklace. Am I going to use this with the necklace? No. But do I think it's a cute touch? Absolutely. It does also come with like a little pouch as well. This is the Perfectly Plush Universal Lip Balm from Fine, and I think the packaging is super cute. Like, it does look quite bougie. Like, I do like this. I don't know what it is. I just, yeah. And you can unclip the necklacey chain should you wish to. So this is universal. I'm not sure if it's going to be colour changing or what, but oh, it smells nice. Not sure what of. And you know what? That actually feels really, really nice going on. It's not too creamy and slippy and slidey. It's just the right amount. And it feels beautiful. It's not sticky or goopy. And I think it has added, yeah, a little bit of pH tinge to my lips because they've gone a little bit pinkier now. But we can wear this while I apply the eyeshadow before I actually pick what lip I'm going to be wearing for today. So my favourite purchase when I am buying makeup is always going to be eyeshadow. So I had to pick up some new eyeshadow and I thought, why not give Morphe a second chance? Because I did have some Morphe palettes quite a few years ago that I think all of them have been decluttered now potentially. So we're going to see what they're doing, because when I saw the colour stories for these two palettes, I was like, yes, I'll be having those. And they are both £6 palettes, and we have the Python Code palette and the Sky Fi palette. And I didn't just want to buy one. If I was going to buy one, I'd be buying this one, but it didn't have enough depth for me. And looking at the other ones, I'm like, which one is going to have enough depth and can go with it? So I felt like these would pair nicely together. Now the packaging of these, I am a fan. I actually quite like the packaging. Pretty cute, and it's got a nice big mirror in as well for the size of the palette. And these palettes look interesting. Like this one, what is this one? The Python Code does only have two mattes. So it has the lighter beigey coloured matte up here, and it has a deeper brown, and then we have 4 shimmers, but they all look different textures. So that's interesting. We do have more of a marble shade in this as well. But the one that I really wanted, which is the Sky Fi, like this colour story is beautiful, but the deepest shade is a shimmer. And again, only 2 mattes. Why have I only just realised this now? I like a matte heavy palette, and I've got 2 palettes and I have 4 mattes in total. But hey, we're gonna give this a go. I'm gonna prime with my trusty Sigma shadow stick. Starting off, I am going to start out with that deeper brown, and I'm going to put it in the outer corner, because this is the whole reason I bought this palette, to be fair, was for this deep brown, so I could have some depth. Oh, okay. And I didn't want to swatch the palettes before actually putting them on my eyes, just because I didn't want to get any preconceived ideas of what the formula was going to be like, this actually matches my top really, really well. It's a new one from Primark. It was giving me Gilmore Girls vibes, so I had to pick it up. And yeah, this brown is matching beautifully. That is actually pigmented, going on nicely. I don't know what I was expecting, but so far this brown is performing. And I don't want to use too much of it. I'm just trying to blend it out with no extra product. And to be fair, this green palette on its own could be absolutely beautiful because I could use the lighter beige in it toward the inner corner and then use one of the shimmers. I've just poked myself in the eye. But I'm definitely going to be using the other palette because that's the one I really, really wanted to try because it was giving me Danessa Myricks vibes without spending that amount of money. If you know, you know. Then I might as well go into a little bit of this lighter beige just to tickle on the edges of that brown to blend it out. I'm not mad at that brown at all. That is really, really nice. So I'm going to go into the other palette and like I say, we have two mattes, so I'm going to be using at least one of them. This one is the type of purpley blue that I absolutely love, so I'm going to be putting this one on, I think. And the other one, should I do both? Could do both. I don't think either of them are going to be light enough for my inner corner. Okay, I'm going to go in with this one first. Oh, but they do have actual shade names. Ah, they're just on the back of the palette. So I'm going to go in with Teal Thunder or Out of the Blue. I don't know because it depends. Hold on. I think it's Out of the Blue. Okay, and I'm going to just press that in and see. Oh. Okay. It's not as bright and vibrant as I was thinking it was going to be, but we can see it. Interesting. Maybe if it was on a white base it might pop a bit more, but I was just expecting a little bit more from that shade in terms of vibrancy. So I'll go into the other shade, which is, hold on, On Cloud Mine. We'll add this to the lower lash line. I mean, you can see the colour, but it's definitely still, again, not the most pigmentedly vibrant. Like, the brown is super pigmented and saturated. The more colourful shades so far are not giving the same impact. I mean, you can see the colours, they're still definitely there, but they're just not what I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting a little bit more pigment and vibrancy, but... Okay, so we'll do the shimmers, and I feel like the shimmers in this palette are slightly more interesting to me. So that would go very nicely from the brown. This is more of a satiny shade. Then we have this light pink. Okay, okay. Ooh, this one looks pretty. Okay, I like that one. And then we have the blue. So I'm going to take the purple first and I'm just going to apply it with my finger to the majority of the lid. Okay, I can definitely see sparkles in it. It's a little bit sheer. I wasn't expecting it to be more of a toppery shade. I was expecting it to be a little bit more opaque than this, but okay. And I'll spray a little bit of the blue on the brush and we'll add some blue, some random blue. This one, I'm not sure if it's because I'm applying it with a brush or I've sprayed it, but it's applying a little bit more opaque than the purple. I'm kind of regretting putting it on the lower lash line now because I feel like the pink should have gone down there, and I might do that. And just add a little bit of that to the lower lash line. The pink is pretty, but it's kind of more of a traditionally type of shimmer. It's not spectacular, it's not standout on that lower lash line, it's just nice. It's there, but it's a little bit more subtle. So if you like more of a subtle shimmer formula, you might enjoy that one. And while we're here, I might as well use the deeper shimmer as well. Have we used every shade in this palette? Yes, we have. if I use a little bit of this. It's more of the satiny shade. It's easy to pick up on a brush. And just use that to merge the shimmer and the matte together in this outer edge here. Which that works really nicely to do that job. I feel like that purple shimmer has disappeared. It's a little bit lackluster, that purple. So this is how we're looking right now with the eyes. I need to add something to the waterline. I might add just a lip liner, don't do this, to the outer edge where that brown is. And then use a little bit of one of my very old Beauty Bay shadow sticks in Jungle Book. I don't think you can get these anymore. These were limited edition. And just add a little bit of this on the rest of the waterline. I think my favourite shade was the brown, which is a bit crazy coming from me. I think it's a pretty look. I just feel like the mattes, the colourful mattes, are not as vibrant as I would have liked, and the shimmers are pretty, a little bit lackluster compared to a lot of the shimmers in so many palettes nowadays. I just feel like it's a bit of an outdated shimmer formula, unless you really are into that type of formula and you want something not impactful, a little bit more subtle. But you'll have to let me know what you think, because I was expecting a little bit more. Oh, then we have the Colossal Mascara, which I've been waiting 1,000,001 years to try. That may be a little exaggeration. I usually really like the P. Louise Tear-Proof Mascara, as well as the Benefit Bad Girl Bang Mascara. I really like the wands on them as well. They're really small. This one is slightly bigger than what I'm used to. Again, Susie, no comments. So we shall see what this one is giving. Yeah, I prefer a much smaller one because it's so much easier to use, especially for the lower lash line. But wow, this is coating my lashes nicely. So that's the lower lashes done. We'll see what it is giving for the top lashes, because I like a lengthening and separating mascara usually rather than volumizing, just in general. Okay, that is one coat on the top lash line. I'm not sure how well you'll see it because of the eyeshadow, but I'm impressed. That is not bad. That is giving, for the first coat, what I want it to be giving. There's definitely lashes there. I can definitely feel it gripping the lashes as well. Really gripping the lashes, which is probably why it's giving the effect that I'm seeing, which is great. I just, as much as I like this going on, I would have preferred a slightly smaller wand, a little bit thinner. Oh, I've just done the second coat and it's building up beautifully, especially on the outer corner. Okay, for me, this would be a fantastic everyday mascara. It's one that I don't feel like I would need to put lashes on with if I didn't have crazy bright makeup. So every day going to work or, you know, very minimal makeup, this looks like it would be a fantastic mascara for me. Yeah, it's definitely lengthening, separating, and it did build a little bit of volume, especially at the root. The wand, although it's slightly bigger than what I normally prefer, definitely felt like gripping on to the lashes, and yeah, I didn't have to work that hard to build it up. So I'm really impressed with this. Okay, let me jump off, finish up this look. I need to pick a lip as well, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you my thoughts on these products. So this is what we're looking like with everything done. Please don't look at the lashes. One of them doesn't want to stick down and I'm done with fighting with it, to be honest. But this is the overall look, and now everything's on. The colours don't look too bad, do they? The magic happened, didn't it? Yeah, there was a lot of smoke and mirrors to try and mask the fact that I've got a very, very yellow leaning foundation, which is really, really annoying because don't tell me neutral if you're bright yellow. Having said that though, I've had this foundation on for about an hour and a half now, and it's still looking really, really nice on my skin. It's not clinging to my dry patches, and believe me, I do have some dry patches because I have dry skin, and it's not settling into lines really, really badly. It's sitting on my skin as nice as it can do on texture that I have, which, you know, everybody has. The concealer as well still looks quite nice on my under eye. Again, never going to be perfect because I'm not like 12, but it's definitely looking as nice as it possibly can do. So I'm definitely impressed with both of these base products from Morphe. I think they did really, really well. I don't think they label their shades correctly and show true to colour swatches on their website, because this is not the shade for me. This is the shade for Marge. The colour corrector, I think if I had the right foundation shade, this is actually really, really good for me. So I'll definitely be keeping hold of this one. I'll try out this one some more. And if I really like it, I will buy it in a different shade. Hopefully one that actually matches my skin tone. Now, of course, with all of these products, especially the foundation, I need to test these a lot more. I need to do wear tests. I need to use them with different things. I need to put primer underneath the foundation, all of that stuff. So I will come back at some point and let you know what I think when I have done all of those things, because this is just a first impression. And for first impression, like I say, these two products, so far I'm very, very impressed. Just make sure you buy the right shades for yourself. Speaking of right shades, the bronzer, I mean, this would have been absolute perfection for me with the formula and the way that it goes on and the way that it's buildable and creamy and just like the right amount of creaminess. Like, I had such high hopes, but the shade of this, it's literally orange. It makes me look far, far too warm. I've definitely picked up a shade that is not for me. I'm not sure if it's just me that can't buy shades for myself or whether it is looking online and trying to colour match and it's just not the same in person as it is online. But yeah, formula beautiful, but the actual colour of this, especially when I have the right foundation shade, it's just too warm and too deep for me. So I need a lighter one that is more cool toned. So I will definitely keep an eye out for that because, like I say, if this was in my shade, I'd be jumping for joy right now. The fine lip changey universal Mabobi, really nice packaging. Actually applying it, like you think, oh, it's a lip balm, how good can it be? Wow. Okay, this is one of my favourite lip balms. Like I say, it's just the right amount of creaminess and moisture. It applies really nicely. It's not goopy, it's absolutely beautiful, and it does have a slight pH changing thing, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I could have done without that. It could have been totally clear and I still would have really enjoyed this. But yeah, I'm glad I picked this one up. I did get this in the sale in TikTok, so that's why I picked up quite a few fine things, because I'm thinking, what better time to try them than when there's a sale. And the last fine thing that I tried, which was the blush. Absolutely loving this blush. I'm nearly dropping it. The matte, absolutely beautiful, just what I want in a blush, not too pigmented, beautiful colour, goes on beautifully. How many times can I say beautiful? And the shimmery blush, a little bit more pigmented, but again, absolutely stunning. I have nothing negative to say about this. And the Morphe, technically blush trio that I used as a bronzer, which I feel like if you're my skin tone, you can probably get away with that. I do need to try the two creamier products up here, but this one down here was beautiful just for a little bit of a shimmery bronzer type moment. But I will use this blush trio fully as a blush and use the two cream products. But so far, nice. The mascara really impressed me actually. I didn't know if it was going to. I know a lot of people was talking about it and saying how good it was, but I'm quite picky when it comes to mascara, especially with mascara wands. For a drugstore mascara and the price that it is, I don't think that you can go wrong. It definitely grips the lashes, it definitely makes them look longer and more separated, and it does build up some volume at the root if you apply more than one layer. I'm going to see how it wears though, whether there's any sort of flaking or issues, and how it comes off when I take my makeup off. But from first impressions applying it, I'm enjoying it. Now, the two eyeshadow palettes, what I was looking the most forward to in this video. Like, okay, this look is a pretty look. If you didn't know what I'd used and I'd just come on camera right now and I said, hi, I've just done my eyeshadow, you might say, Kerry, that looks really nice. And yeah, it looks nice. I was wanting a bit more. I was wanting a bit more. Morphe, you almost had it. You were so close, because the packaging is really nice, the little colour stories in all of these little palettes and the bigger palettes that you've done. It actually looks really aesthetically pleasing how they've put these together. I was so excited for this one, but these two matte shades are just not as pigmented, saturated and impactful as I was hoping that they would be. If they had have been, I'd have been a lot happier with this palette. The shimmers as well. I mean, the blue was a little bit more impactful than these two shimmers. These were a little bit subtle, and I don't particularly do subtle when it comes to my makeup, so make of that what you will. And then this deeper satiny shade, it was nice. It was also nice. This doesn't blow me away, and would I recommend this to you? No, not unless you're someone that likes extremely, extremely subtle makeup. You're not looking for high pigmentation. You want like a nice wash of colour. I would recommend it to people that enjoyed those things. When it comes to this one, of course, I didn't use the shimmers in this, and now I'm really intrigued to see if it's the same issue as in the other palette. But the brown matte, was what I was expecting. It was pigmented, it was blendable, it's given me my depth in my outer corner. Obviously I use the light beige shade, which you can't really see on my skin tone, just to blend it out, and that was nice, but I definitely need to test the shimmers in this, because if they're the same type of shimmers as in the other palette, again, it leaves a lot to be desired for me. But those are my first impressions on all of the bits and bobs that I had to try, and I'm so glad that I finally got around to trying them, because a lot of these have been sat in my basket for quite some time now. So I need to get using them some more in upcoming videos, and like I say, I will come back to you and give you my final thoughts when I've tried all these things a little bit more. Please let me know, are you a fan of any of these things? Have you picked them up? Please give me your thoughts. Is it just me that can't buy the right foundation shade? Is it Morphe's issue on their end? Please do let me know, because yeah, I think if this continues to perform as it's looking right now on my face, I may have to actually buy the right shade for me. Thank you as always for checking out my video, guys. Hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, see you later.